Moving, moving the record. Okay, so here we go. So, I wanted to jump on just a free informative Zoom because I know I'm a lot and I know that my brain works at its own crazy speed. And when I come up with an idea, people are always like, What on earth?" Even Alex, this time when I built Social Studio, he just looked at me one day and was like, "Where did that come from?" There's a method to my madness, believe it or not. If you spend any amount of time with me, there's a method to how my brain works. Understand that if you don't know enough about me, you need to understand that at 22 years of age, I was coding websites. This is back in the day before social media, when all we had was HTML and a blank screen. And I was a tech consultant, and I had a female boss in Boston. I talk about her all the time, Andrea Valente. And we had a meeting one day, and she was like, we're going to give everyone a special project. One of the special projects was intranets. I didn't even know what an intranet was. Intranet is basically an internet site built behind a firewall, and a lot of corporations use it as a communication level between their employees. I was stationed at Huffman LaRoche in Nutley, New Jersey, which was a 5,000 employee medical facility, a pharma, if you will, pharmaceutical company. And when I was brought on, I was originally brought on to the help desk. You just put a headset on and you answer people's questions about their computer. Half the time you'd get to their desk because if I couldn't understand what they were saying, I'd be like, "I'm just going to go to you." I'd get to their desk. Something would be like unplugged because we were dealing with pharmaceutical scientific applications. Lotus Notes was one of the applications at the time. I learned Lotus Notes, ended up building, coding, developing apps. I ended up becoming a Microsoft certified engineer because I started building intranets and coding, and I am a world-class geek. I really am. My favorite thing, I was telling Alex the other day, it's really hard for me to even shoot right now because all I want to do is code. Now with AI, the coding is completely different, and you could lose years and days just behind a screen, and it's just amazing to me of what can be done versus what could be done before. Social Studio started out because a few weeks ago, I started helping Heather. It started with Heather, her social media. She wasn't posting. She wasn't posting reels. And I visited her in New York and I made her a reel. And when I got back to California, I went to her account to see if she posted and she didn't post it. So I was like, well, I did the reel. Why didn't you post it? And who knows? Well, I don't remember. There's a lot of excuses. So I was getting on Heather's case because she's like a cake smash queen. She makes all these sets. And I was like, you should be posting like, but let me turn on Do Not Disturb. You should be posting reels and behind the scenes, and you should be doing all this stuff. And she wasn't doing it. So I kind of took over her social. And then I started talking to a lot of other photographers. Like I had a Zoom today from someone who signed up for my program, and she doesn't post because she says she's got beautiful work, and she's says she doesn't post because she gets anxiety about what to write, and she doesn't want everything to sound like ChatGPT. And then she looks at the images and she doesn't like any of them, or she likes too many of them. And then, time goes by and then she just doesn't post, or she does a post, but it's just like maybe once every few days. And I was hearing this from a lot of people. And so I created this system, this program, not program. I created it's called the Social Studio where I would do it for them. And so the premise was it was like a $500 a month program. We put it on sale for $250. And I have, I think, 12 or 14 people in this program. And the idea was that they would just send me content in Dropbox or Google Drive, and I would go through their content, their finished edited images and their videos, and put together reels, posts, carousels, and give it to them. And all they have to do is post. And so the idea is it should take you less than 5 minutes a day because I'm the one creating the content. Okay. So people joined on this program, all different places, some in the US, some outside of the US. And they're like, oh my gosh, my views are taking off. Oh my goodness. Heather noticed it pretty quickly that her views started taking off way more than she wasn't even posting. And her Instagram looks fantastic, by the way, because I made it for her voice, not mine, and made it in a way that had a system behind it. Okay. So I started doing this for Heather and a bunch of other people, and I'm still doing it. And the idea was just 1 month at a time. And after a month, they can cancel, they can go back to doing it themselves. Well, in doing this, I started trying to find ways to make it easier on me because obviously I'm very busy and I'm like managing like 14 different accounts. And so I one night spent a couple of nights just late at night kind of googling like how to create content faster. And so I'm watching all these YouTube videos and it's like I'm going to show you how I can create a month's worth of content in 20 minutes. I'm like, perfect. I want to see it. And I watched for 20 minutes, if not longer. Oh, let me create the Google spreadsheet and let me write down the categories and the folders and let me write a script and let me set up the camera. Because everything that I saw, and I watched 5 or 6 different videos, was more content creators, people that are just home making money, content creation. That's like their job. They don't have any other job. Well, if you have nothing else to do but sit in your living room in your pajamas, you can do all this. But honestly, what they were selling, I wasn't buying because it was like the amount of work that was involved. Never mind the filming and all of that, but to set up the Google spreadsheet, to set up the columns, to set up this, to write it all out, and then they're going to export it. They're going to go to ChatGPT. They're going to come up with all these topics. Then they're going to merge it. Then they're going to use the merge feature in Canva where you upload and auto publish. And I just wanted to vomit after watching this. I just was like, no one's going to do this. And I know how to do all the stuff that she was saying. And I was like, who in their right mind is going to do this? So, long story short, this is how this came to be. And I didn't even tell Alex or anyone about this. I was just kind of quietly researching. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to try to do reels faster because I'm manually doing them on my phone, saving them, and then sending it to the different people, some via text, some via Google Drive, some via Dropbox. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a way to make reels faster and reel covers faster. So I'm using Canva. That's kind of clunky. And then I'm going into CapCut. That's kind of clunky. And then I'm like talking to Claude and ChatGPT and give me my options and what's the best way. And just long story short, after a week of this, there was nothing on the market that I loved. Nothing. So Natalia says, in our mentoring, you set up my social to pollinate. I'm like, why do I need to be on YouTube, little me? And your first reel did it for me. I posted, had over 1,000 views. Natalie, it's because I think I said Natalia. Natalie, that's awesome. I'm going to screen grab that because here's the thing. Natalie, what you say is what everybody says. Little old me, nobody knows me. Why would I post it? And then you had over 1,000 views. And I think I told you in the mentoring, maybe I didn't. I get clients from YouTube, but Google owns YouTube, YouTube owns Google. It's the same parent company. And when the whole TikTok mess happened last year, Google kind of stepped it up and started saying, we're going to really put more emphasis on YouTube Shorts, which is what you're talking about. And we're going to start pushing it out to people and make them searchable. And so that the shorts will monetize all of that because it's really what TikTok's doing. And so that's when YouTube Shorts, a lot of people were seeing success with YouTube Shorts, but now it's even more prevalent. Every time I probably talk to someone about YouTube every single day, and people are like, YouTube, YouTube. But I don't think you understand how many people actually watch YouTube. And I don't think you understand how many people are on Pinterest. Just cross-pollinating on Pinterest, 675 million people search on Pinterest every month. And the reason is because they're creating their boards. If they're going to a photo session, if they're designing their nursery, if they're creating a baby shower, if they're trying to do whatever, they're going to Pinterest because they can save and put things on their board and organize it. And you can't do that in Instagram. The only thing you could do in Instagram is screen grab it. And then you go to your phone and you're trying to put things in albums and you're trying to sort things from your 5,000 screen grabs from Instagram. But if they find your if they find your pin on Pinterest, now they can organize and sort things in boards. And I can't believe that every time I talk to someone, they're not linked on Pinterest. And when I was teaching in San Francisco a couple of months ago, I was trying to tell my students, I had 10 people in the room. I think 2 people had cross-pollinated on Pinterest and they were students that I was mentoring. And I just was like, you guys, and at the time the number was 631. It's up to 675. But my stats were from the previous month, which was 625. So when I was telling my stats, at the end of the night, one of the parents said to me, Anna, can I say something? And I said, yeah, he was just a model parent. And he's listening to me. He's like, I actually work for Pinterest. And actually, your number is close. That was last month's statistics. This month, we're at 635. And now here we are, 6 months later, we're at 675 million users a month engaging in Pinterest. And yet, every time I talk to a client, or a photographer or a mentoring, they're like, no, I'm not on Pinterest. YouTube Shorts, I can just Google the numbers now. I mean, you have to be everywhere. So the repurpose, the cross-pollinating, I post one place every day besides my groups, and that's Instagram. Instagram is cross-pollinating to 4 different Facebook pages. 3 times a day. It's going to LinkedIn 10 times a day. It's going to YouTube Shorts and to going into TikTok. I never log into TikTok. I get TikTok notifications all day long. My reach is 3 to 5 million a month across these platforms. Okay. It was down a couple of days ago, down to 1.5 million on Instagram. And now I look today, it's at 2.8 million. And every time I talk to people, they're like, yeah, Anna, but that's you, not me. And I'm like, but it can be you. And the reel from yesterday was at 2.9 million right now. Um, which is crazy that that's going so fast at 2,500 shares on the kids stacking on Instagram. And every time I talk to people, I feel like I get no credit because they just go, well, Anna, that's you, that's you, that's you. But you don't understand that it can be you as well. I started YouTube in 2008 by myself with a flip cam. When I started on Instagram, I started with 0 followers, just like everybody else. And almost every single day, someone comes to me and they're like, I'm going to ask Alex about this. And I'm like, Alex doesn't do any of my social media. Alex doesn't do any cross-pollinating. Alex doesn't do any of this AI stuff. This is all me all the time. So much so that some of my clients are content creators and make a lot of money, and they're always asking for my advice. They're like, Anna, can I talk to you about this? Can I talk to you about that? And it just baffles my brain because so many newborn photographers are like, no one's spending money on newborn photos. It's not true. It's not true. My clients last week for newborn and this week, they're all clients that my base rate for newborns, I raised it because I wanted to cut down my session. So my base rate for my newborns is $1,700. And my last 5 newborn shoots all paid between 1,700 and 2,500. Every single one of them. None of them came at half price, 25% off, sale, nothing. They all came between $1,700 and $2,500 a piece for newborn photos. So I'm not subscribing to the fact that people are going, well, oh, no one's going to pay more than $200 for a newborn session. No one's going to. Yes, they will. But here's the thing. If you're so focused on that the negating that no one's going to pay, no one's going to pay, guess what? No one will pay it. My philosophy is this. I do so many things. I have so many different revenue streams that I'm not focused on the not booking. If someone's not booking me, I look at my calendar and go, I have a free day tomorrow. Fantastic. I'm going to program something. I'm going to schedule posts. I'm going to do a behind the scenes video. I'm going to bring in a model and make content. I'm going to do this and this and this. Because let me tell you, when you're busy 24/7, you don't have time for any of this. And we're going to blink and it's going to be the fall season. And I say this every year. This right now, this May, June, now that we're in June, people are graduating, school's just getting out. Some people are still in school. The graduations are mostly done, but some people still haven't graduated. I just interviewed some people that are still in school. My client yesterday, they were running off to the last festivities of school. So from now till July 4th, it's still going to be kind of slow. Once you get into summer vacation, summer holidays, already I've had 3 clients email me today to schedule their fall bookings. So Christmas in July is a huge thing. We do probably 60 to 70% of our bookings for the fall season will be done by the end of July. And I let all my clients know that by August, we're usually mostly full for the fall season. I think I have like 5 spots left for Santa or something right now. So now is when the time you have to be marketing. Now, right now, you've got to be planning for Christmas in July. You've got to be setting those seeds. You've got to be planning for fall minis. You've got to be planning all of this now because let me tell you, by Christmas, it's too late. Not too late. You'll still get bookings, and you'll get the people that are, oh my gosh, it's last minute, but then they're looking for cheap, 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 cheap. And to me, your prices should be going higher in the fall. Like all your deals should be Christmas in July, and you let them know the Christmas in July is going to be my best offers. Do it half price. I don't care what it is. And then you should have premium pricing in the fall. And let me tell you, last year, we did like all kinds of specials at Christmas time. And we did even better specials last Christmas. Last Christmas, we sold Santa half off. And so we'll do deals at Christmas, but the best deals were last year. But last year, I had people at the 11th hour paying $700 to $800 for a 20-minute Santa session that other people paid $250 for the year before. So don't think that people will not pay. They will pay. The problem is if you're so focused on no one's buying, no one's booking, so many photographers are giving up, selling their stuff, that's all you know. And there is something to be said for self-fulfilling prophecy. I refuse to buy into any of that. I don't care if every photographer closes up around me. It's fine by me. And I've been doing this 27 years, you guys. I've been through up and down economies, months where I don't know how my rent's getting paid because the world is crashing around me, and I'm still here. So let me get you back to why I created these programs. When I created the Studio Social System, the original program that I created, I guess 10 days ago now, the idea was I was creating an easy way to do posts, stories, and reel covers. Too many people don't do reel covers. Reel covers are very important because if you're just doing a reel behind the scenes and you don't put a reel cover on it, it just kind of looks messy on the feed. And now that they've rolled out the reorder grid for everybody, the feed is going to become even more important from aesthetic look. So I love to create reel covers, and I was just kind of using Claude to create reel covers, and I was just getting tired of it. So the original Studio Social System, which if you don't know what it is, I think a lot of you have signed on. If you haven't, I'm going to start sharing my screen and let's kind of go over these programs and what it is and why I'm doing it. Let me get out of this. Okay, so let me just hold on here. Let me just try this again. Hold on. Let me get to where I'm trying to go. Okay, here we go. So, okay. So this system, I'm going to try to minimize everything. So if I miss a chat or I miss a question, just let me know. You can all see my screen, yes? Just someone say yes, because I don't see a chat.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is Studio Social System, which originally started with posts, stories, and reels. This is how this started. And when I first created it, it didn't have half of what you're looking at. It was pretty slim. And I just wanted something where we could just drag and drop images in here. Okay. So I thought, okay, I'm going to create something where I can just, well, this is not birth. Let me go to newborn because I don't do birth, where I can just be like, okay, I want some quotes. Because if you don't know anything about me, I'm super into quotes. So I would be like, okay, I just want to be able to drag and drop and have a baby that I can add. And so I just started kind of putting in captions, and this is kind of how this program started. And now it's evolved. Now it's evolved. Now, well, I dropped this one this morning. So we have all these different areas, and I'm going to run through it all. I will tell you, Alex has been on my case, as well as my accountant and everyone else that handles my back end, to get rid of all lifetimes because they're like, Anna, especially building these systems, the back end infrastructure costs money, especially with the CRM we're building. And it's eventually going to get to the point where we're going to have very specific data centers that we're paying for. And there's just a lot of back end work and costs. And so, even last night, Alex didn't know that I did this promo for the lifetime for the CRM. And he just was like, you cannot do that. And I was like, it's not forever, it's temporary. And it's because I need people to help me test and build the program. Because when I started Studio Social, we've made so many changes over the past couple of days. I was on the phone with Heather for an hour today, debugging and fixing things. And I thought, if I'm going to build the perfect CRM, I want a group of core people that help me build it because I want to be able to test it and things like that. Understand that when I start talking about the CRM, almost every CRM out there has a board of directors, a whole group of people behind it, angel investors, people putting money at them left and right. I don't have any of that. You're looking at the person doing all of this. Nobody is helping me. Okay. So just be patient when I'm fixing things, making things. I am bringing on people that will help take the load off, but initially it's 100% me. Okay. Um, so this is Studio Social System. You can use it on your iPad, computer, phone. We were debugging issues between Safari and Chrome today. We think we've got it fixed, but there'll be issues all the time. We are working on language translation for English, Spanish, German, and Italian. I've already talked to Sissy in Mexico, who is going to be helping with the Spanish. Understand that with AI and with their computer programs I'm doing, they will do translation, of course, but the debugging, we use humans because not all the countries, the when you're dealing with language translation, it's the country, it's the holidays. We don't all have the same holidays. It's taking some of the terms that make sense for English but don't make sense in Germany and etc. But because I have an international audience, we do need to do this. So my plan is to start out with just Spanish, English, and it's Spanish, German, and Italian translation, and then we'll roll it out. And hopefully, by the time I have a whole team behind me and some angel investors, it'll be seamless between all of the different languages. So right now, just kind of ignore that. The campaign studio is new. I'll talk about that. So I'm going to kind of bring it just down very simple with how this program works. So as I said, posts, you put your name up here. And so when you put your name up here, it'll come down and appear down here. Okay. You can make this bigger. So if you come down, you can increase the text size. And we are trying to, well, we say we, but it's me, myself, and I. I keep moving around this platform because it's like I hate scrolling down. So you'll see the interface will keep changing to make sense. Like already, this is now a drop down. When we first did this, this wasn't a drop down. This will become a drop down. We'll rearrange things because I work off of a laptop and I'm constantly running out of space. You can zoom, you can upload, just find some images. And you can rearrange, you can size it, you can zoom it in. We do have a group, a Facebook group that's public for all of your issues. And what I tell people is whenever you have an issue, what's super important is that you say where you're working because someone will go, oh, I can't do the text, but I don't know where they're working. So I can't ask you enough. If you're using this program, you got to say, I went through this with Heather today, Anna, I'm in family and I'm trying to do the quote half and half and something's not working. You know what I mean? I need to know exactly where you're working because all of these have different codes and different APIs and things like that. And so I can't just blanket, like try to figure out where you're talking about. Okay. So that's the only thing I'm going to say that if you're in a group and you're having troubles, I need to know very specifically the area that you're talking about so we can debug it. Okay. In addition, sometimes when we're making changes, you should probably go into like a private area. We're on build 14 right now. Pay attention to this number because we were on build 13 earlier. Um, I make changes almost every single day. So the build number changes. So if you're on a build that's build 9, you don't have the latest version. So sometimes I may say, what is the build number? Just so you know, I've made 35 changes to the program. So if I look at my build number, I'm on 35.2. you're on build 14. But sometimes things are cached and maybe we've made an update and it hasn't changed. So we make changes. I have made consistent changes every single day for 10 straight days. And here's the thing, I'm a working photographer. So like the other day, I was uploading something for a client and what was I doing? I was here with Charlotte and I made this and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could put that in Social Studio. So I did. I made it. That's called Name Studio now. And so a lot of times this is coming from something like this is 3D frames I'm doing right now. I can't quite build that in right now, but I may build a GPT for that. But a lot of times it's me working things on my own and then going, okay, could I build a GPT? Because I have built three different GPTs that you may or not know about. I can show you. I wonder if I can build that in as a GPT or if I can build that into the program. And it took me 2 years to understand GPTs. This isn't like something I do like, oh, Anna just came up with this yesterday. I have been hard in these for 4.5 years now, you guys. It's literally when I'm not shooting, editing, and working in the store, this is what I'm doing. I'm pretty obsessed. I'm driving myself crazy. So, so all of these, just drag and drop. You should be able to change the colors, your brand colors. We were having an issue with the brand color not sticking. We're going to add more fonts. The save project is something I'm working on right now because it downloads a file and then you have to upload it. I don't want that. I want it to just cache to your browser. So we're working on that. It suggests captions. We're loading captions all the time. And I'll keep adding captions because we don't want everyone's caption to start to be the same. I'm estimating by the end of the year, I'll have probably 1,000 captions in here. You can write captions. We're also debugging this. You can put in your hashtag. So I can say Orange County, California and do generate hashtags and it'll give me hashtags. So all of this, and in 2 months, this is probably all going to look different again. We added things like pets, different background designs. We're going to add more things like that. So all you do is you just rotate. I came up with this the other day more for myself. I was trying to do quotes, and if you don't know, I own about 75 quote books. And so people used to think, oh, she just does everything ChatGPT. But actually, before ChatGPT and before Claude, I had a document of 250 quotes that I would give to my clients because we made a lot of coffee table books. And so the clients would go, okay, well, do you have quotes? So I literally manually went through all my quote books. I have a whole library at home. I don't know if I have any here. I think my kids here just gave me quote cards. Um, and I would manually type them in, and I have a PDF that I would email my clients and say, pick these quotes for your books. So this is like goes beyond Claude and ChatGPT. So I'm a big quote person. I mean, if you come to my studio, they're all over my studio, they're in my bathroom, they're everywhere. So I love quotes. So the other day I was like trying to come up with quotes, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a motivation area. I'm actually I actually started a build for a content creator app that I'm like, oh, I'm not going to release it yet. But I really want my goal this year is to create a six-figure income stream just doing content creation outside of my photography. And I want to do a faceless channel. I've started 3 faceless channels where my name is nowhere because I want to prove the concept. So I'm building faceless channels where it has nothing to do with my name or my image. And so I want to build a six-figure business because I've been teaching other people how to do this. So I am building a content creator app, kind of like this, but completely different, but I'm not ready to release it yet. So those who want kind of second stream anonymous income, that'll be super fun for you because just that's another project I'll talk about. So this is just quotes, like you want to put stuff in there and use your AI twin or yours. Like I ran a script today on my AI twin. There she is. And then I did that was out of ChatGPT. I posted the prompt in the group. But that was because I was in Miami and I was teaching about the AI twin and we made that in there. So um all of these I've added as many different quotes as I can, different areas, glamour, so the quotes and things, well, we don't need pets for that, is going to vary depending upon, what you're doing. The captions will change. So if you're in here and you're doing events and a collage and you're not using that background, you should see that when you come down for captions, the quotes captions should change. So that's posts. These are for posts, okay? Then we go into stories and reel covers. We can't include video right now, you guys. That's a totally different API. And if I were to include video, then I would really need a board of directors and a lot of cash to support the backend for the video. So maybe one day. But right now it's just reel covers. And that's what Heather was talking about. I'm creating reels for her. And so when you create a reel, you want to cover, like this was today's baby. And so when I first posted this, it was just that. And then after the session, I went and put a real cover on it. And then the baby the day before was, I don't know where the baby the day before was, because I'm into grid moving. So I keep moving my grids around. But I love to make having the real covers is so important because that's what catches people's eye. And we'll get into carousels, which is really changing the algorithm a lot. But so these are just for your real covers. And these guidelines go away when you download them. But we needed real covers and guidelines so you know where to put safe things, the safe areas. But when we download it, you don't see those. So a lot of times I'll get a message like, how do I get rid of the safe zone? You don't. It's just called safe zone for a reason. But when you download it, you don't see it. So, oh no, that's wherever okay, these are on wherever it went. I don't know where it went, but you don't see the safe zones. Okay. So that's story safe, real safe. Okay. And you can turn off the guides if they bug you. Okay. Because a lot of people hate the guides. So same thing, okay? Then we go into carousel. When I first did carousel, it was just carousel, and then Fermi actually asked to do a seamless carousel. So I did. So carousels, you can have up to 20 slides, and all you can do is just click. And when you do, you also have the same categories. The reason why the algorithm loves carousels is because when you have a carousel, what's going to happen? They're going to do this. And if you have words, they're going to read them. And the more words you have, the longer they're going to take to read. And so it changes the algorithm because now if they're going, wait a minute, Anna stopped on Heather's page and she was there for 15 to 20 seconds. Let's show Heather more of Anna's page. And so carousels are actually doing better than reels right now. Okay. And it's wonderful when you want to add things you didn't know about newborn, prep guides. You can take your prep guide and put it in a carousel. Before and afters. People love before and afters. Showing a session. People love to see a session. So putting your best 20 images of a session are great. Jenny was in my Miami class. She came in. I took over her Instagram. Oh, maybe I took over her Instagram, I guess like 10 days ago. And she said that her views. What? Did someone say something? Okay. Um, is anyone saying anything? I feel like I'm cutting someone off. No? Okay. She was saying in Miami, oh my gosh. She was saying in the Miami class that she's getting a great results. Um, from the things that I'm posting. And so here's the thing is she's got beautiful images, just gorgeous. I love her images. You can see the wall guide I put in there. This is one of my favorites. And so these carousels are going to do really great for her account because people are scrolling through and you see these beautiful venues and things like that. Okay. So if you go back before I took over, she didn't have the hooks. She had gorgeous work. She didn't have any hooks or CTAs or anything like that. She just had her beautiful work. And now it's just giving her a different type of brand for her images. And when I'm done, she'll be able to take over and make it amazing. So carousels are great. Now we have seamless carousels. There are different templates in here, and we'll keep adding more. There's tons of different things. You can change the color, all of this, and you hit download. So then we go into announcements. I loaded birth announcements. I'm adding holiday cards because I designed a digital holiday card collection years ago, and I have, oh gosh, probably 300 different types of holiday cards. So what I was telling someone the other day is if you do IPS, you could actually sit down with your client and build the announcement right while they're sitting next to you, or just ask them to give you the information. You can put in the name, you can change everything. This is all just super simple to change. The name, the date, the weight, the length, the time, the saying. You can use one of our sayings or write your own, the type, the color, the back. It's all drag and drop. Then you can hit download and you can print it. All of the samples are up here. We'll keep adding to this. I'm adding a bunch of different designs. I'm going to add themes. You could do square, portrait, landscape, all just drag and drop. Wall guides, I'm going to try to load nursery. I finished nursery recently. I love these. They're just my favorite. I love sharing these because you can just come in here, put an image in, download it to your social, and it just looks so good. And this, what I love is when you don't really feel like posting anything, just do this. Just post this because it's beautiful. And that's one of the reasons why I created this is a lot of people go, Anna, I don't know what to post. And so I'm like, then just jump in here, use one of our templates and just do it. You can move these things around, you can change things. So I used to work for Parenting Magazine. I shot for them for 7 years. And this is where this idea came about, is because we used to do, well, they still do it. They would do a cute kids cover contest every year to pick kids for the cover. And so we would do events and expos, and these kids would come up, and for their $25, they would get a free cover, magazine cover. And let me tell you, they loved it. And I was visiting a friend, and I was in her bedroom, and she had the cover framed on her wall. And she was like, "Oh, I just loved it." Parents love this kind of stuff. They use it like baby announcements. They will frame it, they'll put it on the wall. They love it. And you wouldn't believe how many shares you'll get from just little things like doing something like this. They'll probably ask you if you have a magazine. So they're just fun things to do. And I created all these things because there's so many times where I'm like, I don't know what I want to post. I've got nothing. And then I'll just do something and I'll look later and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that magazine cover had like 2,500 views." Why? Because it's different. And the reason I made all of these things so customizable is because when I first started building this studio, people are like, "But Anna, if you do something that's template driven, then is everyone just going to have the same thing?" And so I was like, well, that's why I'm going to keep making it customizable. I'm going to keep making it so that you can change the font, move the font, change the font style, change the color, write your own saying. I'm just going to keep doing it so that it will be so impossible for everyone's content to look the same. It'll just, unless you're just doing a standard template for everything, it should not all look the same. And keep in mind that this is a living, breathing program. It's going to evolve over the time. When I started my YouTube channel in 2008 with one viewer and I have 35 million, that's the same thing, is taking these programs and just starting out somewhere, and who knows where they're going to go. So besides announcements, we're going to have holiday cards up here. We may do grad announcements, grad invites. We may do baptism. I don't know. When someone asks for it, I'm going to create it. Mini books, this was a game changer. This I did for me because how I used to do mini books was I made my own templates from Miller's, White House, everything else, MPEGs, and I've got to drag and drop, turn the layers on, turn the layers off. I have to save it as a JPEG. I was over it. Today, I needed to order a client's mini book. It took me less than a minute to create her mini books, download it. And when I first downloaded it, it was PNG. So I changed it to download to JPEG because you can't order PNG. And it was super simple. You can change the colors, you can change the patterns. These 7 patterns will probably end up going to 50 different patterns. We're going to look at trending patterns, trending colors. You can change everything about these. And then again, all you do, click, drag and drop, download, drop this into Miller's. There's front, back, inside, outside. It's all formatted, super, super easy to use. I'll most likely start doing this for coffee table books because we've been using Album Stomp, but I don't love it so much. So I'll most likely put because we have a first year baby book. So I'll probably, and that was something I designed in Photoshop page by page. So I'm going to add the first year baby book in here. We'll add coffee table albums in here. I want to basically just have a full suite of things so that it makes it simple. And this is what Canva can't do. It's like Canva has a bunch of things, but Canva's not a photographer. These are things that I'm using every day in my business, and I'm just going to keep making it better and better. Campaign Studio, because again, I use all of this. So it started out with, I was just thinking summer specials, 4th of July. Then I just kept adding things. I have unicorns this weekend. And so it's the same thing. I can just come here, drag and drop, pop in my other drive. Does anyone have any questions so far? I'm just talking a mile a minute. But if you have a question, let me know. I can just come in here, drag a unicorn photo, and you can come up here. And here's the thing is you can change like sessions from 500. And then if you do that, then it'll come down here and I put in email copy, social post, story, and reel. Because anytime you're doing any kind of promos, oh, I'm going to change that to a calendar drop in so you don't have to put in the date. But anytime you're doing promos, you want to take that and populate it, not just in your Instagram, but in email, but in your story, but all of the different places.
Hey,
Then go ahead. Someone
and
else.
on this page, because I was messing with this one last night, is there any way to resize your image? Because the images I was putting in were they were taking up more of the canvas, and I needed to shrink it down. There
No.
isn't a resizer on here,
Okay, I will add it. Is that Julia? Uh, Resize
or
photo.
is zoom in small. Thank you.
And I'm going to add calendar, the calendar picker, because who wants to put in the date? There was something else I wanted to add in here. I don't remember. So referrals, we all need referrals, right? And so let's pick something
I
else.
was kind of thinking another way to, I don't know, kind of make it different from everybody else. Like when people think of you, they think of, like, I have a different logo than everybody else. So when people see my logo, they know that's me, that's my brand. Because I tend to do everything by my logo.
Mhm.
So if there was a way to kind of import my logo,
Hmm.
that would be helpful.
And have it sticky, yeah?
Yeah. And then maybe a way to, like, I already know all my keywords, um, and everything like that. So if there was, like, I don't know, maybe a way for it to just kind of save some of
Like
the things.
like personal customization. These are my keywords. This is my locate my geo information, like customization. Yeah, that would save.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for, like, maybe I guess it would be good for, like, for here, but then also for the studio, my books, like for the emails and things like that, because like I definitely like know all this. Like I've been using ChatGPT like since you very, very first taught us to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have everything already automated and using it. I'm on the first page of Google. Like I've just been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So like I already know what everything would be.
Okay, cool. So I like that. I like that idea.
And I think it would help. I think it would really help, like, to just that way everything's not
Brand
the same for
voice.
everyone.
Ah, Oswald, that's good. Like a brand voice. Oh, I didn't even see all this chat. Heather, you should have told me to go in the chat.
No,
Uh,
they were just thanking you and saying that they love certain things. I was gonna get to it, but every time I tried to, you kept talking.
Oh, I love that. Sandra, I'm gonna screen grab this. How fun is that? Oh, how fun. I didn't even see these. I'm gonna screen grab these because I like to add testimonials to the
Because I liked and made faces and all hearted and thumbs up all of them so
Ah,
that I knew somebody was looking at it.
Sandra, I agree with you on the mini book, man. Oh my God. I give mini books for every single client and they are the vein of my existence. I can't stand using Photoshop templates for the mini books. I can't handle it. Osbar, you get the apple today. Brand voice is spot on. I love that. Okay, brand voice. And keep in mind, make sure you're in the Social System Facebook group. It's just a free Facebook group because I'll post and follow us on Instagram because whenever I do an update, I'm trying to post it in there so you can see because some updates take longer than others to implement and sometimes I'll make something new and it'll bug something else. So just understand that they're not all immediate, but I will definitely this is exactly what I want is the feedback. And that's when we're going to talk about the CRM. This is exactly what I want because a lot of times when you're using other programs, they're built for the general public, which is content creators, kindergartner teachers who are making something in Canva and, all kinds of things. And this program is specifically for photographers. That's why I've created something separate for the retail market and I've created something separate for content creators. This is purely 100% photographers, and it will only be that way. So it's super important that we just keep growing it and building it. Like, I don't even know where I'm just blown away how much it's changed in 10 days. Like, if you would have seen it just on day one or day two, you would have loved it then, but compared to then and now, I don't even know how this all happened, and to be honest with you.
I have literally been using it every day since I signed up with you that night.
Yeah, you were one of the first people. You were on it because you were my tester. You were actually the very first person, Julia. I was
But
working late at
I've been
night and I'm
really
like,
good.
who's
The,
up?
the
And
the
you're
only
like,
day I missed was Sunday because I'm like, Sunday is a Sunday, so
yeah,
let me
yeah,
quiet.
you were right on. I love it. I love it. I told Alex, I was like, boy, Julia was like, there's a bunch of other people I'm available. And Julia, you went in so fast. I was like, whoa. So I appreciate that. I love it. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a social post, there's a story, there's a reel, a collage, a web banner, an email header. Because I'm not just designing this for one thing. The reason I'm still in this industry is I believe you've got to be everywhere all the time. And what happens is I mentor so many, every day I'm mentoring somebody. I've done 3 Zooms today. I'm just focusing on Instagram. No time for YouTube. I'm just focusing on my website. I'll get to Pinterest later. I'm just focusing on LinkedIn. I'll think about TikTok later. It's that will take you forever to grow. Whenever I'm doing anything, I think, oh, I've got to email my list. I've got to do this because half my clients aren't even on social media. They rely on the email that I send to them. My clients are obsessed with the emails. They'll be like, I didn't get an email. Like even today, one of my clients is like, I'm waiting for the summer kids email. So you've got to kind of cover all your bases. There's going to be people that see you on Instagram, but not miss the email and vice versa. So I'm trying to make it so that
No passport required. It's just about 2 hours away. Hershey and
hold
Harrison.
on, who do I got to mute here? Hold on. Let's see.
The beach. Kikaroon. She's just a place.
Hey, Anna.
Yes.
Carrie has a comment in the chat.
Yes.
Or just read it.
Yeah.
One of her top requests, being able to add hex code for branding, custom colors in all of the different platforms, the carousels, etc., and possibly multiple custom colors, or as someone said, to add all of our brand colors.
Yeah. So how many colors are in your brand? Because
Well,
I need
five.
5
Yes.
because I that's very important. So if I do up to 5,
Oh, Carrie said five too.
yes. So that goes in the brand voice then.
Yes.
So brand voice, keywords, geolocation, custom colors, logo.
Mhm.
And like the hearts and stuff, you like you're not able to change those colors. So
The
for
what?
like
See the
the
heart in
icons,
the corner?
like the
Like
heart.
any icons, you mean?
Yeah, if we can like change the colors of those.
I have to pull
And
them.
then Aswar said maybe a section for creating images for social ads.
Like that would have to be its own thing, ads, like its own studio. So when we're talking lingo, these are all called studios. So like we have a campaign studio and then all these. So I think also you probably want to add studio. Yeah. All right. This is going
I
in.
think so.
This is actually going in the notebook. I was starting on a sticky note. I'm like, nope. Just I was like, oh, there might be a few things. Nope. These are going to take a few builds. Keep in mind that I've got to do things in stages. So some things may happen sooner than others because the builds are very, very important. So, okay. So brand voice and then studios, which is separate, ad studios. I like that a lot. See, I wouldn't have thought of that because I don't do paid ads. So keywords, geolocation, hex, custom color, up to 5, logo, icon colors. Okay. Okay, so let me bring you through the rest. Um, we've done magazine, carousel. Oh, just in this, so you've got the referrals and then you've got your holiday. So we went over all of that. So that is Studio Social System in a nutshell. Okay. As I said, it's gonna keep evolving, it's gonna keep changing. I linked Instagram there. I've linked Facebook there. You guys feel free to kind of tag us when you're doing things because if you tag or even if you want me to share it, do a collab because if you do a collaboration, then it'll show up and I accept your collab, your post will show up on the Studio Social System. And if I like it, I will definitely say yes. I've been trying to tell the AI creatives to do this to collab with AI creatives because then it shows up above. I collab with myself all the time. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do. Oh, there's always a daughter calling when I'm on a Zoom. Why? Hold on 1 second. Mama, I'm on a Zoom. What's up? Oh, I hired the boy. The girl, Ashlyn, I texted you before. No, 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 no. Very bad. No, I only did 2 today. Okay, I'll call you after my Zoom. I had Ashlyn. She was a no-go. And then I had a boy. Wait, was there another girl? Raven never came. Yeah. Maybe check up on her and find out if she's alive. Okay. I'll call you after I'm done. I'm gonna be here a while. I'll call you when I'm done. Okay, bye. Every Zoom, there's a child calls in. Every Zoom. Okay. Let me go back to where I am. No, not my mail. Hold on. Didn't mean to open my mail. Hold on. That's a whole, we don't want to go down my mail. I'll never get out of here. Okay, let me go back to my screen. Share. You can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's Studio Social System. If you don't know how to collaborate, if you don't know how to do a real cover, just ask. Just ask. We'll tell you. Okay. So then I actually started working on my studio books before Studio Social, like a year ago. And a lot of people think that when I do things, I just pull it out of my ass the day before. Not true. If you know anything about me, sometimes things take a really, 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 really long time. And I have hated CRMs for the past 27 years. I have yet to find one that I like. I have yet to find one that's easy to set up, that's easy to use. Half of them have things you don't want to use, or you pay too much money for them, or the setup is like a living nightmare. And what's crazy is 70% of the photographers I've talked to don't even have a CRM. There's a ton of people, and maybe that's you, that don't even have one. I think everyone should have one, even if you have 0 clients or 1 client, because it's a foundation. And when you have that foundation, you're just going to build upon it. And if you don't, oh yeah, I see Kim. If you don't have a proper foundation, I wonder if I try something, if it'll work. Tell me if this works. You can see my phone, yeah? Someone say yes.
Well, just
Yes.
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 Okay, so collaboration, I'll show you because I collaborate with myself all the time. So let's say I have this post. See, Anna Brandt was invited to be a collaborator, but she hasn't accepted yet. So I'll just show you the acceptance real quick. I'll jump over to my Anna Brandt education and I'm going to come here. Oh, there's Anna Brandt. She wants me to collaborate. So I'm going to accept her collaboration. I'm going to accept, let's see. Ooh, Natalie mentioned me. I got to go back to that. Let me accept my own collabs and then I'll show you. I think I do them all? There we go. Okay. So, for example, let's go here because I'm talking about Studio Social System. I'm talking about the Zoom. I'm going to do edit and I'm going to tag people. And when you tag people, you can do invite collaborators. Okay. So I can invite the Studio Social System as a collaborator because I really want them to share my post. Okay. So you just hit OK. So now I'm Studio Social and I go, oh, I got a request for a collab and I like what she's doing and I hit accept. Okay. So, like for example, oh, I don't have AI creatives on here right now, but I have another one AI creatives because I'm out of room on my phone. But I always tell the students in AI, if you're doing something, collab with the AI creatives. And if I like it, I'm going to accept it. And then it'll appear. So if I go to the Studio Social System, you can see that my post now, I almost just screamed bloody flipping murder, Alex.
Like I knew you were gonna get scared.
My post now appears on Studio Social Systems. You got it? Can you turn off that heater, Alex? Does that help, Kim?
She's gonna be alone.
Why?
So I want to try to go to Microsoft.
Yes. Oh,
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to be a while.
yes. Yes. Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Can you just do me a huge favor before you go? Will you just grab me like a Coke Zero and a Rice Krispie treat?
I'm gonna check because according to the website, they're completely out of all the PLF, which I feel like can't be right. So I'm gonna go check in store.
Fascinating. Will you just lock me in because I'm back here by myself? I hate being at the studio by myself alone because my office is all the way in the back. I can hear a chime, but what if a weirdo comes in? All right, so that's collaboration. Yeah, Nadine, I saw your email and I didn't have a chance to respond. Nadine is my dealer in Australia, by the way. Oh my gosh, I owe you. There's like 3 people that are asking me to buy backdrops from the Australian dealer.
I'm one of them.
Oh, who's that?
Kim.
Kim, Nadine is your person.
Thank you.
Nadine, you got some backdrops, right, Nadine?
Yes, Anna, I did.
Okay.
I have a few backdrops. Most of them are floral.
Yeah. And you're picking more. So you should talk
Correct.
to Kim because before you give me your order for the new ones you want, Kim can tell you what she wants.
Yeah, perfect.
Can I just have a water? Thank you. So yeah, and I'll put it, Nadine, I'll put it in the shop group and I'll put it on the Backdrops website. I'll just put are you okay if I just say this is our dealer with your email?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. That's fine.
Okay. So I'm just going to link you everywhere. We have a ton of Australian clients and they need you. I'll just link
Yeah.
it everywhere. But to me, you should have a CRM day one because then everyone goes in. So we're going to get to talking about that. So let me close this. So this is a big one. This is my passion project. This is the one where I'll either go bankrupt or I'll still be alive. I haven't decided yet. I'm still in the bankrupt mode. Um,
Just whatever you do not disappear on me.
where Heather has PTSD. Heather, where am I going? I've been here 27 years. I don't think I'm going anywhere. And if I do fall off of a cliff, you can find Alex and he'll go get me back.
It
Okay.
was definitely a traumatizing experience. I
I'm
went through it too.
You
See,
did.
that's for me. I
Yep.
know. See?
Yep.
I know. I'm sorry. Farah too. I know. I know. What they're talking about? What's the name?
Pixello.
Hello. Sorry. I can't even remember the name. Um,
Dude, next time we're going to her house. We're gonna find her. We're gonna find her.
oh, we were supposed to do that when I was
Mhm.
there.
Yep.
I still think we should do it. Um, look, uh, I was actually talking to Alex the other day, and I said, I think when this CRM gets big, we're still in bankrupt mode, but when we get to a profitable, there's no water bottles. Add that to the list. Heather's saying to not disappear on her. I'm now talking to the CRM portion of the program. And I was just about to tell them how I went in your office yesterday and said that when this gets big and I'm not in bankrupt mode, we'll probably form a separate company that has other people inside of the company that can manage it or handle it if something were to happen to me. Did I not have this conversation with you? Yes, I did. Even though he has nothing to do with this, I was like, from a legal standpoint, I just feel like we need to put a strong foundation to the back end for business, legal, all of that. So we've already talked about that. So bye. I'm not going anywhere, and if I do, you'll find Alex.
Did you
Um,
figure out what happened with Pixello?
we we don't know, do we, Heather? No. I think they ran out of money. I don't know. We have no
Okay.
idea. We really don't know because Jane's not talking to anybody. Even Heather.
She literally fell off the face of the earth.
She lives how far from you, Heather?
15 minutes away.
Oh my goodness.
And she wouldn't answer her phone calls.
And then she had her husband texting me. I thought she was my friend.
Yeah.
I was her biggest supporter.
Yeah.
So I have PTSD.
They had a personal relationship. So
I hear you.
I don't
So
know.
Anna,
I don't know what happened because she doesn't talk to me either. I tried messaging her, I tried emailing her, I tried calling her, saying, "Hey, business owner to business owner, like is what's going on? Can someone help you?" Nothing. Radio silence. For me, look, I'm a single mom. I have no backup. So I've got three kids in college, and I've already told Alex, Alex and I do not have any financial dealings with each other. He's paid as an employee. Um, and I even told him that from a legal standpoint, um, we will probably form some type of company. On a personal note, we're in the process of selling my dad's estate right now. He owns millions of dollars of commercial real estate in New York, and we're going through this process right now. So there's so much going on that I have to protect myself if something were to happen to me, with my divorce, with my kids. I have to protect everything I'm doing, even in a will format. So I can't go anywhere. And I'm trying to put everything in writing if something were to happen to me. Um, I don't think you understand. I have 5 storage units of celebrity negatives, client negatives. I mean, there's a lot under my name that if something were to happen to me, I can't just vanish. I just can't. There's too much at stake. my kid's future is at stake. So I had this conversation with Alex and I'm like, we need to sit down with a lawyer at this point and figure it out because we're not married and like we just need to figure it out. So that's on the book. So I'm not going anywhere. And if anything, I may by the end of the year have a private lawyer and a private accountant literally on the payroll. That's the where we're going with all of this. So don't worry. I know I get it. Don't put Alex in charge. No, 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 no.
Heather, we'll just bubble wrap her.
If Alex was in charge of all this, you guys wouldn't have any of these deals right now because he's against all of these deals right now. And he would like them to end. Just
Listen, I agree with him, but just I'm in, so you can do whatever you want now.
Yep, we're all good now.
But I agree with him because knowing what I know from Pixello, I know the costs, I know the time, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
So I get it. And you're super generous to your followers, your loyal followers, um, sometimes to a fault
Mm-hmm.
because you keep giving them discounts.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
agree with him that at some point it needs to be a hard stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You snooze, you lose.
Yep, for sure. I was shocked you even did it. I was so shocked. I was like, did she really put that down there? There's no way.
Mhm. Well,
And I would like to say something that also that everybody when buys something, it's just we buy it because we want it. We know that this is a risk. You are not putting a gun in our head and say, buy it. So if I buy it, it's my risk, it's okay. And also the cost is not like to sell a car and give you the money. It's maybe an amount that if you say maybe I'm going to buy a dress and some I don't know shoes on something for a party, instead that I will invest it. So you don't how do you say force anybody to buy it, so don't think about it. It's like to invest in the, how do you say in English? Do you know the Bolsa de Valores? Somebody here know it? The financial thing? It's the same thing.
yeah.
So,
Well, I
yes.
appreciate it.
And we trust you.
Thank you. And Oscar, I thank you as well. I thank you. I appreciate it. This is a very big project,
Yes.
which is why I could tell after doing Studio Social, just with all the builds and all the changes that I've done, I was like, okay, I really want a core group of people with the CRM where we can make changes, build it, test it. It's going to take time to make it what we want to make it. I've already made substantial changes in the past couple of days. You can log in to use it yet, but you can just kind of look at the different things here to show you kind of where my mind has been going. And a lot of people didn't realize that they could click these. And so then they started clicking it, and then I started getting the emails like, oh my gosh, this is actually really cool. Someone asked if we're going to build websites. No, guys, you guys, I don't want to get into that business, even though I was a coder for so many years. I don't want to be a Squarespace.
So Anna,
Yeah,
on the studio square, you said you had emailed everybody that had signed up.
yes.
Um,
For my studio books or social studio.
the My Studio Books.
Yes. Yes, I did.
And we were supposed to get a code to be
Yes.
able to log in.
Yes,
But
I
we
did.
can't find it. Do we just email support?
Yes, I downloaded a report of everybody who signed up, and I sent the first email and forgot the code, and then I sent a second email and gave you the code. Did you get any emails?
I got the email saying, to sign up, but I didn't get the other two emails with the incorrect code or no code.
Okay, so there was a second email that I sent within the hour with the code. I can just send an email and I can send it again if you don't have the code.
Yeah,
And the
I
code
don't
is,
have it because I've been trying to I want to set this up now.
yeah. Well,
Sorry.
you can't, the
I
code
know.
won't let you set anything up yet. All it will do is connect you with the system.
Yeah.
But that's important because then the minute I open up the prototype, you'll already be in there. So we do need to connect you with the system. But no one, Chrissy was already like, when can I get in? I'm like, not yet, but hopefully in the next couple of days. I would love to, by the weekend, get you guys in to start playing around. But I wasn't going to do galleries. And then when I realized I could, because I just hate paying cheap proof. I hate paying 5 different people, as I'm sure you do as well. And I'm paying so many different people. So I'm trying to eliminate having to pay so many different things. Um, so you can change different brands because people did, that was something. So you will be able to do different brands. Inquiry forms, scheduler, the pipeline, that's definitely the build. That's a challenge as always. All of your client, the life cycle is super important to me because, I have clients, even just in my own hierarchy on the back end, whenever I'm talking and mentoring to people and just explaining the file structure, I'm amazed at how people don't even have file structure. I'm like, I have clients that I've seen them through 4 or 5 kids. I mean, I just did the senior session and she came with maternity. So the life cycle is something that's how I've lived my whole business. You could go to my storage units, open up a file cabinet and see a file this thick on clients that I've had in the film days. When Kobe Bryant passed, I had already done like 5 sessions with that family. I had already had things. It was very easy to kind of help them out. The life cycle, so many people they don't prepare themselves for growth. I think that's the number one challenge I see in our industry. They think, oh, I'm just starting out. I don't have any clients yet, or I don't have this, I don't have that. So I'm not going to get a CRM because I don't have any clients yet. And I'm not going to get this because I don't have any clients yet. And I'm always like, that is such a mistake. You've got to set your foundation. And that's why I love when photographers come to me and they have no bookings and they want training. They're my favorite people because then I can start them at the right position. Everyone else, they're 3 years, 4 years, 5 years in, they've got PTSD, they've got frustration with bad programs, they don't want to do another one, they don't want to pay another one. I've got all that, it's like therapy. I've got all that junk that I've got to clean out to beg them to try something new. And this is one of them. And you need good structure. You need from the minute they come into you, you want to keep that client. And it would be so great if you can email them and go, there's a birthday coming up. Even if you don't come to me, take 20% off of a session, even if it's a month later, things like that. I started building in when I send my client galleries, asking them for reviews, like, here's your gallery, here's the verbiage that I do with the gallery. And by the way, if you liked your experience, we would love a Google review. I started doing it there at that entry point of the gallery when they're super happy, they're still on a high from the experience. And I just kind of started switching that up as I was building the CRM. And then Alex was like, oh, you got this Google review. And this client's been coming to me for 4 straight years. And she had never left a Google review. But because I hit her at that entry point of here's your gallery, she had driven 2 hours to see me. I took my time with them, did 2 sessions in one. So she didn't have to come back a second time. She's trying to convince her husband to let her do my 7K lifetime program. And then she left a review. And in the review, she said, I'm trying to convince, my husband to join your lifetime program. She's already spent well over that in the past 4 years. But had I waited later to do the review, it just doesn't come. And then, or they're annoyed that something's taking too long. So just silly things like that. But you can kind of just come down and see, there'll be toggles. There's things that you can turn on and off. I want to make it so when you're looking through it, if there's something that's not applicable to you, you can just turn it off. Guides, being able to, we're going to kind of have guide templates, but then you can modify them, make them your own. You can upload your own, adjust the branding, everything. We're going to make it as customizable as humanly possible. And of course, newsletters are the backbone of my business. I mean, photographers always complain about my newsletters, but my clients never complain about my newsletters. It's the opposite to my clients. I had a client email me last night saying, my kid's starting your kids camp next week, didn't get a newsletter, just making sure. And I said, I actually did send a newsletter 2 weeks ago. And she's like, oh, we signed up last week. Okay, you're going to be on tonight's newsletter. My clients rely on my newsletters, and I'll tell you why. You got to know who your demographic is. If there's anything I tell you, my demographic is 35 and up. My clients are coming at 40, 42, 45 with babies. My client yesterday wasn't even a client, walked in, I had left my door open. to air out after my newborn. And I turned around and there's a woman standing in my foyer. And she's like, I sent you a DM about kids camp. I've been following you. You've been referred by someone else. Long story short, she just came and popped in my studio and she's like, I just thought I would talk to you in person. I'm a pediatrician. I had my child alone by myself at 42. That's my client. You know, she has a 7-year-old now. Now she's 50 with a 7-year-old. And she ended up signing up right when she left. Like within 5 minutes, she paid online. My clients love to pay online. They rely on my newsletters. A lot of them aren't even social media. She had DM'd me and I responded DM. She's like, oh, I never got a response from you. So I walked in and I pulled up my DM and I showed her the response. And she's like, oh, I never checked my DM. Not quite sure why she's DMing me if she never checks the DM. And she's like, oh, it's not my thing. I don't really do social media. But I thought I would just DM you. But she never checked the DM. So she drove into my studio. No problem. So that's my clientele. I have a lot of lawyers, doctors. They'll tell me, Anna, I'm not on social media. They rely on newsletters. If you're not marketing to newsletters, huge mistake. Huge, huge, huge. So I'm big on that. Then of course, galleries. I wasn't going to do it. This was not in the first build. I wasn't going to do it. And then I was like, we can do it. We can do it. So galleries will be in here, invoices and etc. So here's the thing. Because of the promo that we did, that will be off tomorrow. It's on right now. I made it $75 for a year. That means if you only did the $75 year, that means in a year and you like this and you want to sign up, I'm just telling you now, it's not going to be $75. It'll be much more and it will be a monthly or an annual and it will be much higher. Then I did the special of the 300 for life. And we even talked about if we got investors and we brought people in, if that ever happens, my deal is going to be that whoever signed up for the lifetime, that they're going to have to figure it out with you guys. So, you know, it's a very big deal to me because I look at it as those who spent the $300 investment. It's kind of like a Kickstarter. You're helping fund this and you're helping us debug it, test it. This is super important to me. I need people to help me because I'm only thinking of all the many things I can do, but there's a lot of things I don't do. I don't really do boudoir. I don't do weddings. I don't do engagements. I don't do schools anymore. So all of these things are going to be super helpful and it's very, very important to me. So it is still on right now. It will come off at some point tomorrow. I don't know what time yet because we have to change kind of the back end and there's some things we have to change. But Alex has already warned me that I'm on a timer and he's checking up with me that it will close. And I appreciate all those who have jumped on who say, Anna, we're here, we're supporting you, we're here. And it's not going to be oh, in 30 days, we've got this perfect CRM. This is a build process and we're going to keep making it better and keep doing it. I do want to next year do events. I want to do WPPI and do imaging, and I want to bring my studio books and the social studio system as a vendor to these events. That's how serious we are about it. And what's crazy is I actually talked about that 6 months ago with Alex. I said, I think next year I want to go to the shows as a vendor. But when I said that originally, I was thinking of just Shop Anna Brandt. And then we were like, do you think we could do this? Do you think we could come in as like a player because we're kind of disrupting the market right now. There's a lot of people watching me going, what? Because all these CRMs, they've been really comfortable in just collecting your money. Whether you like it or not, they don't care. They're collecting the money. And some of them are making changes. Some of them are stuck 10 years ago and they're collecting the money. And they're looking at me going, I can't believe that Anna's doing this. So I do know it's a disruptor in the market. I do know that there are people watching everything I'm doing, could even be on this Zoom. I do know that the word is out and there are going to be people trying to rip me apart, rip me down, challenge me, negate me, discredit me. I know it's already probably happening. I've dealt with it my entire career. Um, Eventually, when it gets too big, I'll have people that will help manage it. But I'm a key user, so I really want to protect this and make it amazing. And I know what a big project it is. So just all I'm asking, because I've in the welcome email or welcome page that you're getting in the email, I have the private Facebook group linked. That is a private group, and that's only for the people signing up for this.
The Facebook group is not allowing join right now, just FYI.
Oh, really?
I tried to join and it said, you're not allowed.
Oh, for my
The studio. Yeah.
interesting. Someone just Christy there. This one? Hmm.
And when you have a second, there's a whole bunch of questions.
Okay, I'll jump in. That's very weird, Julia. This is the one?
Maybe you will try to join as a Facebook
Oh, maybe a
business
page.
account
I like it. Yeah, maybe. And not as a I can
because
change
it didn't allow me the same, and I need to make it
I
personal.
can change that. I don't really care how you join. Oh, this no. Um, where is it? Oh,
Here,
here it
who
is.
can? Yeah.
Here it is. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's fine. Okay, so you should be able to do that now. Okay. Let me get to the chats. Okay, wait. Let me get to the chats.
So if you go to
Yes.
around
Asfar, did you see
Christine,
that? An email marketing? Sorry. Yes.
around 1016, Christine Marie wants to know, she was on the list, she paid today.
Hmm.
And then from then on.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Sarah didn't get a
okay.
code, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, Christine, you're on the list. I actually have an email pending for you. Farah. Anyone that signed up before like noon today, I did email. Please check your junk. Please check your junk. I even was sending it from my Gmail email because Anna Brand keeps going to junk. I can resend it or you can email me directly. Yes, mini
If you
sessions.
resend mine, I would appreciate it because I've checked my junk and it's not in there either.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Yes, mini sessions, of course. I think Oswar, you saw that there is a newsletter feature. Yes. I'm a big big newsletter person. As far as SMS marketing, yeah, obviously that has costs to the SMS, but I'm fine with having it as an add-on. That's fine. I'm just gonna put SMS add-on. Newsletter's already there. Mini's already there. How long will I need to keep unscripted in this one running side by side? I mean, we're going to start being able to dive into the prototype hopefully in the next week. And then we're going to should have all the basic builds working within 4 to 6 weeks. The basic builds should all be pretty solid. So I'm thinking originally our coding timeline was when I was kind of laying it all out and the backend architecture would has to happen, it was set for like a 6 week timeline. So, but understand that you'll be in way before then. Like I said, we're trying to get people in the first batch within the week. Um, and then I think that's a personal thing. You've just got to figure out, I don't know unscripted. But you've just gotta, you'll get to the point where you'll go, I don't need unscripted anymore. I mean, and keep in mind that you guys are in a group. So you're going to be going, Anna, can we add this? And Anna, can we add that? And some things will be super quick, just like what we've been doing in Studio Social all week. Some things were like this. And then other things like Heather, it took me 2 days to figure out Heather's problem. So some builds might be faster than others, like something like SMS marketing that requires so many other things, right? Because you're dealing with the wireless networks and things like that. But if it's just something that's kind of infrastructure architecture on our own servers, then that's a little bit easier. So I don't have an exact answer for you, Kim, because this is all new territory for me. I can tell you that I had no idea how far I would come in the less than 10 days I've done in Studio Social System. The build has been faster than anything I could have possibly imagined. So I think that that's good. That's a good sign. Okay. Will clients be able to order prints through the galleries? Yes. Aswar, I'm all set. I'll test it from the perspective of tech guy. Perfect. My wife will test it. Perfect. Natalie, I'm truly excited. Perfect. I'm excited too. I'm excited too. Yes, you can send email campaigns. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'll resend the codes. I'll just download a new list and just resend everything.
For the campaign studio, can you add the option to create your own campaign design?
Yeah. Everything we're going to kind of like Studio Social is everything we're going to kind of have kind of templates, verbiage, wordage, if you will, like guidelines, but also just like the guides, you'll be able to put in your own and kind of going back to that, personalization of your brand. I want this to feel like it's your program because that's the problem with all of these things. My God, Iris Works, I just want to take a bomb to that CRM. It's like the worst CRM in the world. I won't even look at it and I have data in there. Like there's so many times and Pixello, I gave up. I gave up early on Pixello because I couldn't figure out how to make it work for me. So I did not adopt Pixello like a lot of you did because I just wanted to vomit just on the setup. And I remember going to Jane going, can you just set it up for me? Can you just take my context and set it up? And eventually we'll have setup when it's like really solid. We can do setup for people. But it was just such a bear. And my philosophy is I want it to look like it's like tailored for your business. There's nothing more annoying than going into a program and I've got to weed through things for people that do weddings and I don't do weddings. But if you are a wedding and you have a wedding brand and a senior brand and a birth brand, you should be able to switch seamlessly switching through that. And it's got to sound like you, not me, and all of that. And so that's the plan. I mean, it's so much so I have to send another email out, but I emailed my clients saying that I threatened this a year ago, but I didn't really do it, that I was taking off minis. I was basically slim lining my I see you, Heather. That's a given because that's going to be in branding.
So,
Um,
and I have another question. Are
yeah.
you going to have an affiliate link for us to be able to refer people once you are done with your these two pricings that you have right now?
Oh, I
Yeah, because I'm
I
an affiliate.
can. Yes. Yes, I've got to figure out. Alex and I are not in agreement on the pricing structure tomorrow, which is why it's still on sale. So I got to get that. I got to get that finalized. Yeah, we could definitely do affiliates for both. Sure. I don't know what that number is yet, but for sure, that's no problem. And I'm not happy with the affiliate software right now, so that's just a whole mess right now. So I will just to readdress the whole affiliate and all of our stuff because I haven't loved any. I like don't make me build my own affiliate program because that's a whole other, I don't have time for that. I'm just so frustrated with the affiliates right now, with the affiliate programs that I'm using. But yes, yes. um the bottom
And
line
then
is I'm trying to cut down how much I'm shooting so I have more time for doing this. So I was telling my clients I'm taking kind of mini sessions off my schedule and I'm trying to clean up my photography schedule because I love coming in and doing newborns every morning. And I love my maternities and of course, my milestone people. But I need to free up a little more of my time. So I'm actually cutting out some of my photography services to give myself more time to work on these kinds of builds. So I'm excited. So this little sneak peek might change over the next couple of days. The minute I can say, gosh, I have this tickle. Okay, go in and play, you'll know. Trust me.
will there be contracts and questionnaires?
Yep. That's
I
already that's already in there.
oh, okay. I just didn't see it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, not everything is on the sneak peek prototype. I have like 5 of these. And I didn't want to keep updating them, but I'm like, you'll probably see another one, I'm guessing, in a day or two. But yes, contracts and questionnaires are vital. And also with the contracts, we're gonna have a lawyer look at some of the things we've written, but we're gonna kind of have sample verbiage for contracts with the understanding that you need to look at it, change it. You can either change it or just upload your own. But yes, for sure. Um, okay, any other questions? Does this all make sense to you guys?
Will we be able to upload our own questionnaires and contracts via
Yes.
code?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, that was something you had said, Chrissy. You on text the other day that we're not getting into websites, but we'll be able to work seamlessly with Squarespace. I don't know if you saw maybe like see how this like says let's embed on your website. We're gonna have different embeds available. So like we're gonna have things in here. But then if you want to like a seamless integration with your website, for example, like a questionnaire, we'll give you an embed that you can just plug into Squarespace. And if you don't know how to embed code in Squarespace, we can even have a tutorial for that. But just so you know, when you're in Squarespace and you add a block, if you scroll down in that block, there's an embed. There's a code and an embed. You do the embed one and it's copy paste. Just like
Yeah.
Jotform has embeds. And
I've got a brother-in-law and a sister that are huge nerds. So
perfect.
they've taken over my stuff.
Perfect. Embeds are vital. Like I use an embed on my model form that goes to the job form database. So, the back end of this obviously is a database. So you can call things to the database through different queries, and these embeds are vital. So whatever website you have, you should all have the ability to add an embed. And the code will be there. You just plug it in and it'll be a seamless integration with this. And I'm a big, big, big fan of embeds because I live by them. So yes, yes, yes. And we'll do, as we're going, we'll probably I just hired this guy today that I was like, oh, he might be perfect for this. Like, we'll kind of build a little knowledge base, help base, and make little tutorials and things like that for people that just kind of like collaborator. Not everybody knows how to make someone a collaborator on a social post. So, once this is an actual physical working, living, breathing product, then we'll work on the GUI interface as far as tutorials and things like that. So yeah. Okay, any other questions about anything? It's exciting. I'm like shaking. It's like I get so worked up with all of this. And I'm
Anna,
excited. Yeah.
does WordPress have embeds? Do you
Yes.
know?
Yes. Yes. It
Okay,
does.
what about PhotoBiz 2?
PhotoBiz, is that a website builder?
Yeah, PhotoBiz does. I believe
Good.
almost
Any
all websites.
website. Yeah. I didn't know if that was a gallery thing. I don't know PhotoBiz.
It does.
Any-
PhotoBiz does have the
Okay.
ability to embed. Yeah.
Okay. Any website builder should have an embed. And if they don't, they shouldn't be a website builder that you're using. Because any third party company, Jotform, Zapier, I mean, you could just go down the list. We live by embeds. We live by them. So even if you're using a website where you just have like you're using their templates or whatever, just search. There's an embed somewhere. And like I said, there's some will say code, some will say embed. We'll have tutorials on all of this, but yeah.
I'm chomping at the bit to get this started and get everything inputted. I mean, you don't understand. I have a CRM right now that's driving me absolutely nuts, and I'm paying way too much for it. And I'm just like, okay, every day I'm checking my email. Is this ready? Is this ready?
Trust me. Chrissy texts me like every day. She's like, now, now, now. Trust me, I am too. And I wish I was independently wealthy so I could like not shoot for a month and finish this. But unfortunately, I'm not. I told you I'm still in the bankrupt stage. So, I mean, I'm not bankrupt, but I don't want to be. So I wish Alex and I probably our everyday conversation is we're like, wouldn't it be great if we could just focus on these things for like 30 straight days and not take a client? Wouldn't that be, could we like just run to like, I always say Bali, just like run to an island just with our computers for 30 days and like coders and just come back. That's my dream. I know a lot of other people have dreams. That's like my dream, believe it or not. It's really sad, but that would be super fun. So trust me, the minute I'm anxious about it too, because every time I book a new client, I'm like, where am I putting their information? I hate Iris Works. I have Excel spreadsheets. I have it all. I used to build Lotus Notes database. I don't know, you guys probably have never heard of it, but it was a huge database application. So I have a really strong database background, and when it all works together, when I worked for Entex Information Services and I was on the Hoffman LaRoche account, I built a 10 database program in Lotus Notes. So imagine this times 10. And I built it myself because at the time, this time I was 24 and I had nothing to do but this. And I was paid to do only that. And my boss loved me because I would just lock myself in my room, put on music, and this was all I would do. Unfortunately, I'm not in that phase of my life. I have daughters and children and dogs, but if I could, I would. Trust me, because I'm the same. I'm just like, oh, some days I'm just like, oh, when my baby came in today, I'm like, how long is this session going to take? But I knocked it out in less than 2 hours for that session. And we just hired 3 people this week. My daughter literally put an ad out because she's getting ready to leave me again and go for her master's. And she's been working with me. And she's like, Mom, I'm worried. I'm leaving. And so she was scanning resumes. She had like 50 and has been sending me people for 2 days. And I hired 3 people. 2 of them are on vacation next week. I'm like, well, I'm still -0. And then the guy I hired today will be here Friday. So we're bringing people on to help us out, to help with the store and stuff like that, so I can focus on this. Oswald, this is huge. This is probably the biggest thing I've ever done in my career to me. And I'm a little
But
nervous.
I have to tell you, since the night that I jumped on this with you, there has not been a night that I haven't gone to bed without scheduling at least 3 posts a day. And I wake up, that's all I think about, which is, I've never done that before, ever.
I love that.
It
I
is it's
love
just so
that.
weird. My husband laughs at me. He's like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm getting my content together so I could go on there and create some stuff. And last night we sat through my Instagram and my Facebook book and I showed him everything that had been created. And he goes, oh, and I was looking at how many people had seen it. And I'm like, oh my God, I have 5 people that have seen this reel. Oh my God, I have this many people that have, like, that has never happened before. So he's excited that I'm excited, but I'm excited because it's just fun for me now.
I love it. It's fun for me to create it. I was telling Heather, I'm like, I feel like a psychotic episode every day because I'll just be doing something for a client and then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do a sneak peek, and then I'll be like, what if I did this? And then what if I coded this? And then what if I did that? So everything I'm doing now is like, for me, for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's, yeah. As far my ADHD is about to explode. I can already picture AI integration to automate. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on now. Come on. I was telling Alex because he's like just staring at me going, what happened in the past 10 days with you? And I'm like, I know, I know, I know. And my head hits the pillow every night. I'm asleep like in 3 seconds. But this is not his wheelhouse. And I was jumping out of my skin with this CRM. And I'm like, Alex, do you realize that when I did this 30 years ago, there was no AI? Like, if you think about it, I'll be 56 in August, you guys. August 26th, I will be 56. I started coding websites at 22. From 22 to, well, my career in the web world was 22 to 30. I quit my job at 29, but I still was on contract to 30. I sold 2 companies. I'll give you a tiny bit of background. And I don't think any of you have ever heard of this because it's gone now, but it was called handcolor.com. I built this site. I was 23 years of age. I used to hand color photographs for fun. I would print black and white. I was a hobbyist. I never took a dollar before I went pro. I did not take a dollar until I was 30 years old from my photography. So I was an amateur and Anna with a camera. And I was a web project manager and I was making 80 plus a year. So I built a site called handcolor.com. And the idea was I brought together people that hand colored. So like if you Google Jill Enfield, She at the time was super big. She's still alive and around. And she had books on infrared and hand coloring and gosh, a bunch of other artists. I just cold emailed them. I'm an amateur. I'm a 23-year-old amateur going, I'm building this handcolor.com website. I called the company, Brand is called Aetna, got a reseller license to resell oils, the oils you use to hand color. And they didn't have any good suppliers. They only had store suppliers. I was their only independent supplier doing it out of a loft in Huntington Beach when I moved here. But before that, I was in Jersey working out of my apartment, taking oils to the store. So I had a store and I shipped the oils, the paper, these little swa, all of it, okay? And I brought together artists that hand colored and sold their work everywhere. And we would do weekly chats and they would judge people. Oh, it was this whole big thing, okay? When I moved to California, it got so big that Brandt is called Aetna, who owned the oils. They weren't the inventors of it, but they bought it from whoever did it. Brand is called Aetna contacted me and said, we've been watching you because I ended up being one of their biggest buyers. And long story short, we had a meeting at Disneyland. It was the first time I'd ever been to Disneyland. And they paid me $50,000 at 29 years of age and bought the entire site from me and then I was paid $75,000 for 2 years to manage it. Their site was hacked 4 times. It'd never been hacked with me when I owned it. When I sold it to them, signed the contract, it got hacked 4 times. When I mean hacked, I mean you'd open up the website and it was just funny language. And I'd get the message, 911, the site's hacked. And because I had backups, rebuild it, redeploy it, blah, blah, blah. 4 times. And I was only under contract for 2 years. It doesn't exist anymore. I also had made my own web design company called AMI Design because that was my maiden initials. Well, not really because Anna Maria is one word, but I said Anna Maria Ibarra. And I sold that one to a good friend of mine for only $35,000. And this was in my 20s, you guys. And it was just because I was coding and building and coding and building, and I was a total nerd. And people were like, we want to buy this from you. That's my background. So, like, when people that don't know me are like, how are you doing this? Are you just going into ChatGPT? I'm like, oh, no, 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 I'm not doing that. That will only get you so far. This is a build. That's just my background. And I feel like I'm a little nervous only because people that don't know me, people already talk about me and put me down, and they're going to continue to do it. And I already know some big companies are probably freaking out right now, wondering if I'm going to take their people, and I am. Um, and I know people are watching me, but they've been watching me my whole career. They've been watching me since the day I went and said I was a photographer. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but I'm going to do it. I appreciate your support, and we're going to build this together, and I'm just excited. So yeah, and I'm glad you're excited. And the Studio Social, I love it, Julia. I'm addicted to it myself. I'm like obsessed with this program. Every day, I'm like, let's add this, let's add this, let's add this every
Well,
day.
if you notice, I'm sitting in my bed right now. I have my laptop on my computer, and every night I'm falling asleep with, well, not with my laptop on here, but my husband's in bed, and I'm sitting here creating posts. So yeah, it's been fun.
Good, good. I'm glad. I'm excited. I appreciate you and all of you on this call. All
I
right.
do got to say, Anna, I've been following you for 23 years since I was 16 years old. That's how long I've been following you since you had your little YouTube channel, as you called it. I was probably one of your followers that you had going for you. And it's impressive. It's very impressive to watch you in this big moment and seeing you grow. So it's very amazing. And I appreciate being a part of it.
Oh, I don't know why I keep clicking my video. I'm trying to make my screen bigger. Like I'm trying
I
to
really
find you
do.
guys. I
I
can't
really
even.
do appreciate
You need to
it.
stop sharing.
Oh, there it is. I was like trying to find it. Who was that talking?
Me, Christine,
Oh,
Christine, Counter James Photography.
oh, got it. I was trying to get to who's talking, and I
No,
couldn't turning my
you.
video off. As many
Um,
Zooms as I've done, you'd think by now I'd be a pro.
my only question would be how, when you do get things started, do you want us to kind of like just duplicate kind of like what session like we're working on? Like, so when a client books a session with us, still keep it in whatever CRM we have, but then also put it in the CRM that we with you.
I think that would be a great way to test it. Yeah.
I
I mean,
have a
that's up to you. That's completely up to you. I think that the key with any program is we've got to use it. We've got to use it to break it, right?
Right.
And I do fully expect that things are going to go wrong. There's going to be bugs. I mean, already in Studio Social, every day there's something that someone goes, "Oh my God, I love it. It's the greatest thing ever." And then someone's like, "Can you just do this? Can you just do that?" So I'm expecting all of that. And no program is going to work unless we use it, you know? And I just equate it to parenting, half the time I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing until a child goes, "If you could just say this, mom." Okay, perfect. Got it. Noted. Next. Because my kids are notorious for going, "Mom, you should just try doing this." Okay, perfect. I realize you're only 19, but sure, I'll take your advice. I'm on it.
So as part of the CRM, can they unsubscribe from it?
For
Is
newsletter?
it, yeah, for newsletter, has that been built in already?
Yes,
So,
yes.
they get tired of you, they can unsubscribe.
Yeah, and it's like a law. So you have to, I don't want to get them mad at me. You have to build that in. So yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Farah, the one I used is already broken. Is it still working, Farah?
So
Are you still paying them? Wait, are you guys who are with Pixello? Are you still paying?
I
No,
was.
I took that loan in what, January?
I'm not with
I already got
Pixello
loan.
anymore. I'm with Pixie Set.
I am with Pixelon, still with Pixelon.
And you still pay them?
Yes, because all my clients, all my bookings still there,
No,
and
that's
I have
okay, but
not
I'm just
moved.
wondering, like they have people, right? Like
I have no idea. I still have like send them messages about issues. No one answers me, and they answer a couple like days later, and the issue's not even fixed. And then I open another case or another message, but they did not resolve anything. They're so slow, they're so bad, and I've been trying to look for a new system as I've been just so busy. And when I saw you are doing something, I'm like, yes, yes, that's the sign. I need to get up.
I was just telling my wife for sure today, she asked me, "But isn't Anna Brandt a photographer? Is she building websites now?" I was a web designer first. Yeah, I was a web designer first. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that about me, but yes, I was Hoffman LaRoche, Nutley, New Jersey. Andrea Valente was my manager in Boston. I'll never forget her. I was a Microsoft certified systems engineer, you guys. I took the tests, books this thick. I'm a nerd. And the boy I was dating was super mad at me all the time because we lived next door to each other, Kurt. And he would be like, "Oh my God, you never put these books down." And guess what? He became a Microsoft certified systems engineer because date night was me going through these books this thick and he'd help me study. And then, he's still in the web world to this day. He was an accountant for AT&T. And then he ended up helping me study. He ended up taking the test. I was mad because he got a higher score than me. He interviewed at my job and then he ended up doing it. He's like married with 3 kids now. He's still in the world. My brother ended up becoming a project manager for one of the companies that I did for the web, and he's still with that company. And yeah, I still have my friend Deneen, who I sold the company to. She's still in it, and we're still friends. I used to build, so I went to school for accounting. And when I built my AMI design business, you may not know, I worked for a financial firm called Offutt Bank. Offutt Bank was on Madison and 53rd. And I used to go to Pace University. And so I would go to Pace University, take the 7 a.m. class, then go to Madison and 53rd, work at Offutt Bank from 9 to 5, change my clothes because this is a time where I had to wear skirts at the investment firm, take the train back downtown to go to Pace, change my clothes for a 7 p.m. class, cried through cost accounting. It's horrible. And so working in the investment firm was huge. My dad was an accountant. And so I worked for Nobody Beats the Wiz before Offutt Bank. Nobody Beats the Wiz is like a Best Buy. I don't think they exist because the Jamal brothers ran them into the ground, but they were in Jersey as well. And when I worked there, I was 22 because I was in Panasonic till I was 21. I remember because I drank at the office party and we were all excited that I was 21. And then my boss was mad that I had worked there for 2 years and I had drank before at office parties. And then he just realized I was 21. That's how I remember these times. So at 22, I was working for Nobody Beats the Whiz. And I was like really good at Word and Excel. And they hired me as a corporate trainer at $35,000 a year at 22. And they gave me an office with, I think there were 10 computers and a Harvard boss who drew in flowcharts. And they said I had 30 days to build a curriculum. This is a true story. 30 mind you, I answered an ad in a paper because my hobby was finding jobs. I answered an ad in a paper. I had zero experience in corporate training. I was 22 years of age, you guys. So I go there and I'm like, I know Microsoft Word, I know Microsoft Excel. And they're like, okay, we need someone to train. We have 4,000 employees. We need people that don't know Word or don't know Excel, and they're going to go to a corporate training room. So Harvard, my Harvard boss, he got a budget. They gave him a room. Well, it was my office, my computers. And then the first week, I pretty much sat in his office reading books. And he said, you have 1 month, 1 month. So I would just come in every day and literally read and code. And so I had to build a curriculum for training. This was how early my training was. Once my training class was officially open, they would basically send, it was corporate. They would say, okay, you're going to go for a 2-hour Word class with Anna. And so I'll never forget, they sent the CFO for an Excel class. And I remember he sat down because he was always flirting with me and he wanted to have an affair. I did not, but he wanted to. And so he sat down one day and he said, I need something to build to calculate the salesman bonuses. We need something to calculate it. And so I said, okay, let me build it. I built their system using Excel macros. Excel macros. If you know anything about Excel macros, it's not easy to do. They're easy, but not easy. So I just sat there and I built it. And they ended up giving me a $5,000 cash bonus that I ended up putting into a Jersey Shore house. And my boyfriend and I were in a Jersey Shore house with like 10 other kids because at 22 years old, that's what you do when you have $5,000. That someone gave you cash for building a program at a macros at 22. Well, actually, I was thinking it was 23 at that time. So how that's how far back it goes. And then when I went to go work for the consulting company, my boss was so mad. He's like, no one's going to hire you to work as a consulting company when you've never been a consultant. And I looked him straight in the eye and I said, you hired me to be a corporate trainer and I had never been a corporate trainer. And he was like, ugh. And I had already gotten the job. And then when I started at Entex, I was help desk with scientific things. And I just had a female boss who said, do you want to learn how to build an intranet? I didn't even know what an intranet was. And Randy, he was married. He was married. We spent so much time together that I remember we went to a convention for systems engineers and he's like, everyone thinks we're having an affair. And I'm like, ew, why? You're married. And you're like 10 years older than me. He's like, because we spend so much time together. I'm like, do they know we're coding all day? Like he was back end, I was front end because you need back end and front end. So I was the front web design and interface and he was the back end. He was the server. I was the front. But we didn't have WYSIWYG editors, which is what you guys use now. They're called WYSIWYG editors. We had Notepad and notes and a blank screen. Then Front Page came along and Microsoft came out with Front Page, and that was the first WYSIWYG editor. And developers hated me because they're like, no, you used to code JavaScript by hand and now you're just going to use Front Page. No, that's cheating. Kind of like how people act AI now. Believe it or not, how they act about AI now was how they acted back then when you used Front Page or GUI interfaces. They would get super mad. They were like, you're not a real developer. And I'm like, seriously? And I got so much heat for using the GUI interfaces. And then the GUI interfaces finally took over and now that's what you have today. But it was big drama back in the day. So yeah, that was my start. I was a hobbyist. I wasn't going to be a pro photographer. I was very comfortable. By the time we got relocated here, that's how I met my ex. He was director of IT. I was web. I was web project manager. I was making $85,000 a year plus bonus. And I was 29 years of age. They paid for our relocation to California. They paid for our move. They paid us to house hunt here 5 different times. And then when we moved here, I trained my counterpart. I was on a Zoom and Andrea said, who did you train that can do what you do? And I said, Pete Baca. And the next day I was fired. They gave my job to Pete Baca. True story. And I texted her and I was like, are you serious right now? And she goes, well, you said you Pete Baca is you. So we gave him the job because I was like, Wow. Okay. Cried for one night. I love Pibaka, so I was like, have at it. But I had built this thing out of nothing. And I was super sad. And I just, the next day, after crying for a night, I immediately started job hunting. I got a job with Ricus Beard Advertising in Lake Forest. I had just moved here. They had a 4,000 square foot photography studio. At this point in my life, I had never physically been in a photography studio ever. I had never been photographed by a professional photographer ever, and I had a used camera from eBay. When I went on the interview and they gave me the tour, I was like, oh my God. I said, I'm an amateur photographer. Do you think I could ever sit on a shoot one day? And they were like, sure, sure. I never did. And they would roll cars because they were advertising. So this was 4,000 square foot. They would bring cars in their cyclorama and shoot it. And I would pass by it on the way to the kitchen, on the way to my cubicle. And I would just be like, oh my gosh, I wonder what they're doing. And I would just look around. And at night before I would leave, no joke. And they had security cameras everywhere. And my boss would be like, why do you go at the studio every night and just stand there for 10 minutes? Because I would just stand there and go, like, what is this? What is that on the ceiling? What cameras are they using? Like, I just had never seen anything like it in the world. But we were hired to build other people's sites because now I'm a project manager. So people come in and they're paying us anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 for a website. And now it's the marketing. It's who's your website for? Who's your audience? What do you want out of this product? Who do we need to reach? All of that sitting down at a table with flowcharts and whiteboards. There's no AI, there's no chat GPT, there's no Google. There's just us with a flowchart and a whiteboard and notebooks and programmers going, okay. And I was responsible for designing all the infrastructure and then saying, okay, Susan, you're going to build the logos, the design, the interface. Okay, Roger, you're going to build the backend, the SQL database that ties into her pretty form that she's going to make. And I had to do all that. And I was under contract with them that I was allowed to work at home. So long story short, I wanted to start doing photography. So I got this thing in the mail about child models. They had photographers. I called the agency, said I wanted to find out how much it would be to put an ad in the newsletter. They said $25. And they said, but wait, are you a photographer? And I was like, well, yes, I just moved from New York. I had no paying clients. They said, bring your portfolio. We're looking for photographers to shoot models. My portfolio consisted of my nieces and nephews, all free, people I knew, and it was all child shot natural light because that's all I did. I didn't say a word. I brought in, showed them my portfolio. They said, we love your work. When you shoot child models, we want you to shoot natural light outside. We're going to put your business cards on the table. I had those. I had a website. I had a website since I was 22. I'm now 29. And when we sign a model, they basically go to this table, and on the table is like 10 photographers, and they have to choose the photographer that they want to pick. Because I had the best website, I got picked over and over and over again. The photographers were charging $75 and $125, and they were giving them the negatives. You think they're shoot and burn now? Imagine back then. And I thought, what are they going to do with the negatives? That's stupid. So I charged the same amount, but I never once to this day gave anyone my negatives. I said, I'm going to sit down with you, meet at a park, meet at your house. We're going to go through, I'm going to make you a Z card, model card. Didn't even know how to do that at the time, by the way. And I ended up, then I had newsletters at the time. I used to do newsletter on a Word document and take it to Kinko's and print a physical newsletter and mail it. This is how far back this goes. So I started shooting child models on the side, started making good money. All the photographers that didn't know me hated me because they're like, where did this chick come from? She's some New York chick. Why is she giving away negative? Why isn't she giving negatives? And it was on and on and on. And then I eventually quit my day job, and my boss was very upset with me because I said, I wanted to work at home. He said, I don't want you to work at home, blah, blah. I said, I think it's time I go. And he said, no, you can't go. And I said, you know what? I've been working 10 straight years nonstop through school, through work, coding, all of it. I just want a break. I think I just want a break. I had not stopped working since I was 18. And I quit. My ex was out of town for the weekend. I called him up. I told him I quit. I lived in California. I didn't know anybody. The few photographers that I had met already hated me. I had no friends, no family. Called my mom, told her I wanted to get my marriage annulled, wanted to go home to New York. It was the miserable, most saddest time of my entire life. And after that weekend, I would just go to the beach because we lived in Huntington every day with my camera. I could start crying talking about this and just take pictures and take pictures. And I would hand color. And I started entering competitions, and I won a competition with my Holga $15 camera that I bought from eBay. And I won the competition, and they did a gallery opening in Pasadena that I went to, and I got an award. And still as an amateur. And I have tons of beach photos, tons of infrared. Alex found a bunch in storage. And that's what I did. I had no friends, and the man that I married was gone 5 days out of 7. And it was the first 2 years were probably my most loneliest times of my entire life, but the best times I've ever had. And it set the foundation for everything I am today. And here I am. That's it. That's my history. I've talked about this in a podcast before. And so I tell people all the time, like, being alone is good. It's good. You hear the quiet voices, you hear what you're supposed to be doing. I would call my mom every day. I never got my marriage annulled. I had 3 beautiful children, and that happened. But everything in its time happens for a reason, and I have stayed in this craziness for 27 years by a string. Sometimes I'm just hanging on by a thread, but I'm here, and I'm still going. So I'll keep going until I can't go anymore. That's my story. I'm like shaking as I'm talking to you guys. But yes, so tell your wife, oh my God, if you dig deep in my podcast, they're there. Someone was telling me yesterday, she's like, why are you recording podcasts? I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get back on the podcast. It's just so hard to do podcasts. Just me talking in a room with a microphone and Alex. It's just like, oh, I'll try to get back on them. So yeah, that's my story. 2 hours later, here we are. I'm like, this is going to be a 1 hour Zoom. Do we ever have a 1 hour Zoom?
When you said it, I was like, oh, do I say something now? And at 9:44, I was gonna text you and go, it's 9:44, and I'm like, I can't. There's just way too much to go over still. I was like,
I have to pee so bad. I've been squeezing like this whole time because Alex.
I also texted you.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. This is my Rice Krispie treats that Alex made me yesterday. And my daughter's like, "Are you ever coming home?" I'm like, "I'm coming home." Um, I'm coming home. I don't have to shoot in the morning, so I actually can go home now. All right, that's the scoop. We did put a contest out there that's still open. I said it was going to be open until midnight, but we'll probably keep it open until tomorrow. There is a contest. I don't know if you noticed. So the contest is in the social group and in the photographers group. I even gave you 3 sample ads. I said, like, you don't even have to post my name, honestly, because there's a lot of people that hate me. So they'll be like, what's Anna doing now? It's almost better if you don't post my name, because all the haters will be like, oh, there's Anna again. There's a whole club that hates me. But the contest is, if you know anyone that wants to sign up and they sign up, just read the rules, because I will be, once this closes and we're back to regular pricing, I will ask people who signed up like today and tomorrow. And you can also tell them I signed up and we're doing whatever I wrote in the thing. I think $75 credit or $100 credit. What did I write? $75 credit? $75 credit to the store. But if you send 10 people, you actually get a free mentoring day with me, which is huge. Because my mentoring day is $4,500. So that's a big deal. So I just put little ads there. So grassroots effort. You never know if you just post it in your story. Like I said, it's almost better if you don't mention my name and just be like, did you hear about my audiobooks? Because I don't want to rely on my name. I told you I want to go anonymous with all this stuff because people get all crazy. They're just like, oh, Anna Brandt again. So you don't have to put my name. You can.
I don't know what they're missing. It's okay. It's more for us.
So there is a contest. I'll probably let it run until we change our pricing. And we'll definitely ask who, how they and it's there. So I just thought it would be fun. I was like, grassroots marketing, you never know. Why not do something fun? Why not? And I like to reward people that share and help me out. I'm a big believer in that. So I am always, even referral programs, by the way, you don't see it in the sneak peek, but if you do not have a referral program, you will have it in the CRM because it's built in there. Because I am not here today without my referral program. I've had a referral program since day 1. solid. Day one, 27 years. And every time I talk to someone, they're like, no. So it is in this program. If you don't have one, I should make it like a requirement. I should be like, I won't, but you have to. You have to reward people that refer you. I'm a big fan of that. And my client community today, and every client, well, today was another Freeman, but every client is like 90% of it is referrals. It's referrals. And I'm a big believer in it. That's how I've gotten here to this point. You need people that believe in you. And so I thought, why not throw together a little contest? Why not? All right, so I'm going to go. I'm going to cancel the recording. This is free for anyone to listen to, so I don't care who listens to it. I have nothing to hide. I'm sure people that own some CRMs are going to be listening to it. I'm sure Jane might hear that there's been a lot of frustrated people, but you know what? I have nothing to hide. I haven't done anything wrong, and I'm just building things. What's your face, Heather?
If she doesn't know, then she's stupid.
I liked Jane. I'm sad that she couldn't.
Do you have any codes on the social system right now?
It's still on sale. Oh yeah. No. Social system, the code is social 50.
Okay.
And it makes it $90.
So I'm getting off this Zoom with you, and I'm gonna Zoom with my other friend, because that I was on right before I came on with you. I'm gonna tell her all about it so she can sign up.
Okay. Yes, I mean, Heather, I'm with you. She should have known, and I wish she would have. I asked her to say something, and she didn't. Sorry.
Anna, may I question something? Ask you something. The social system is sorry. Okay, until tomorrow.
Oh, what's up?
Thank you. The social system is the system that you make for us. For example, the media content, and you post it. That is the social.
Yes.
Okay. And this is now. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I hear you. That this is now 99 per month.
No. Okay, let me share real quick. I'll just end with this. Let me go in because there's a lot tonight. Hold on. Okay, so you have the studio social system. We had taken down the code, then we put it back up. So right now on the sign up, there's the $10 a month, which we had a bunch of people sign up for $10 a month. I'm like, you guys, okay, I don't know why. You could do $99 for life. I don't know why people wanted to, but I get it if they don't have the money. So this, using the code, there's two ways to do it. I put a direct link. This direct link should be $99. Yes. And then here, if you do this one, you would put in once you create the account, you would put in the code social50 and it makes it $99.
Okay.
It will change at some point tomorrow. Because Alex doesn't want me to have lifetime, but right now it is $99 for life, no matter how big this gets. Yes. And this is the one where you do the posts, the reels, the captions, all of that. And there's a video on YouTube, there's videos on here, there's behind the scenes, all of that. So that's just the social. There is, I didn't even talk about it tonight, but we do have a retailer version, which is this one. And this is for people who have a product to sell.
Okay.
This is already on sale, so we didn't put any codes for this. This is for people who have products, because my daughter asked for this actually, because when she saw Social Studio System, she goes, "Mom, I need this for my clothes, my markets." And I go, "No, honey, it's built for photographers." She goes, "Why are you building this for people that sell clothing?" And I was like, okay. So she's actually already started using it. She posted something on her Willow's wardrobe thing. So this is for if you have a product. That's what this one is. Okay.
Okay.
And then the My Studio Books, that is the CRM.
Yes, that I am. I am in this one. Okay.
Yes. So this is the one. I think you did this, right? Not this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So just so you know, that's only a year. Just so you know.
Okay, I have see it now.
If
Okay.
you want to move to this one, tell me,
Yes.
and you can pay the difference.
Okay.
Because
And the other one, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, this will not, I can guarantee you, this will not be around next year. And I don't know where we'll be in a year. And I adore you. I'm no pressure. You don't have to, but I just want you to be aware. I know with the language,
Okay.
sometimes it's hard to understand. I just want you to be aware that this is only 12 months. And whatever it is after the 12 months, if you love it, you'd have to use it. That's why I'm like, this is the better deal. Just saying.
Okay. And that means that if we jump in the 300, that we can use it forever.
Yes.
Okay. And the other one, the first is like instead using Canva, the first one that you told me. I'm
Yes.
sorry that
Yes.
this one is like Canva.
Did you miss the first part when I was going over it?
Yes, I'm sorry. I
No, it's
was
okay.
late.
No, it's okay. No, it's fine. But I'm going to save this recording. You may want to go back and
Okay.
watch it
Okay.
because I went over all the different things.
Okay. I will look at it again.
Yeah, you definitely,
Okay.
and you might have missed, I'll go back one more time. Hold on. I told you about this in WhatsApp, how I'm working on language translation.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, it's not here. It's on my other screen. Well, anyway, so at the top when you log in, it'll say like English, Spanish, German, Italian. We're not there yet, but we
Okay.
will be, that will be the first to translate is the Studio Social System.
Studio Social System. Okay. I will take a look later when you send them. And I will jump in the 300. I will do it.
Oh yeah, just send me a message.
Yeah. Okay.
You're so
Okay.
funny.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Any last questions? Are you good? Are you excited? I'm excited. Yes. Yes, we're excited.
Yes,
There it
we
is.
are.
Okay. Yes, you're welcome. Oh my gosh, I'm like sweating and I don't even sweat. I did turn off my heater. All right. I have got to pee or this chair is not going to be my friend tomorrow. I've got to get to work. I got to get home. Have a good night. I'll save the recording. I'll put it up on the website for anyone who missed it. And then if someone missed it, where on Anna Brandt Education, where I put this Zoom, I'll change the graphic to say this is the recording. So if you're sharing it with someone and someone says, I want to know what the hell Anna's doing, you can direct them to the recording. What was the name of the SaaS you built for products? So if you just go to, let me share it one more time. If you go to the Studio Social System up here and just scroll down, you'll see, are you a retailer, a marketer, a maker? And it's the Market Social System. It's already working. It's posts, reels, and stories right now with the TikTok things in there. And there's already a bunch of templates in there. It's the same. I even put a video. It's already working. It's a working thing. People are already using it right now. We have a bunch of people using it. We're going to do a whole campaign to market to those probably next week. But yeah, it's in there. So I linked it. I just haven't talked about it that much, but anyone who's selling product and it's any type of product. And that's going to be a whole other, that one will really evolve as well because it could be digital products, it could be physical, you could be selling songs, audios, books, widgets, hair ties. My daughter sells hair ties. So my daughter is my one that keeps going in and testing and changing. She's already has a whole list of things. So and she has a market this weekend. So we're gonna test it out as well with some of our market stuff this weekend. So yeah, super exciting. Okey doke.
Thank you, Anna.
Also, one more time, just so you know, because I know no one ever knows where anything is. If you go to Anna Brandt Education, I put them right here. Right here. So if you're lost, just go here. If you're lost, I always put things here. So I'm going to change this graphic to say watch the recording. And when you click here, this page will have the recording. And anytime you're really lost, I always come back and I put things here. Okay, so it's all here. These are my GPTs. So if you don't know that I have GPTs,
Ariella.
these are free for all access members. So those are my GPTs. So you can always kind of go back and it's there. Okay. All right. All right, guys, have a good night. I'm gonna stop recording.